Hi guys, haven't seen you in a while. I've been just kind of painting myself without putting too much online. But I hope you're having a really great weekend. First day of summer, yay! Actually, the first day of summer here, the weather is gorgeous. I mean, not too hot, not too humid, and not all that high of temps. Well, that's going to change in a couple days, but at least for today, it's a good day, a good start to the summer. Well, I took out my hot pressed paper the other day because literally pressed paper. A hot pressed paper means smooth, very, very smooth. It's the difference between hot press. Let me kind of show you the difference between hot press and cold press. Is if you can see, you probably have to use your own camera. There's a roughness and a coarseness to cold press. Now I like them both, but my absolute favorite is the hot press because it literally feels like you're painting on butter. I just happen to really kind of like that. So that's what I drew out this pretty picture here. And now I'm painting it. I've been painting it off and on. So I thought I would come on here with you guys a little bit, and we can, you can kind of just see some things that I'm doing here. I don't know where, oh, I know where I was. I was right going around. I have these paintbrushes that the tips, and this is one of them. And again, I do not remember the name of these paintbrushes. I just don't. But it's an 8. It's a round, but and that's the color that I've seen them online. That bronze kind of color. But the tip is awesome, and it works so awesome around, like I'm going in around the flowers and things to put in some foliage. And and even if it wasn't, it would be fine. But my flowers in these areas right here are dry at the moment. So it's not mixing in. If it wasn't, of course, it would mix in, and I wouldn't care because I love that, the idea of mixing the colors of my flowers into my foliage. So even if it was, I wouldn't mind, but it so happens to not be. Now I need a little darker color going on here. But I wanted to, just bring you in on this beautiful painting here. This is watercolor. And right now, as I said, I'm going in between and over my top of my jar here. Pull out some color. And that's this leaf. And see, the beautiful tip just kind of makes this beautiful little thing for the leaf. This beautiful tip. I love working. One of my favorite things to do in painting, I do really like the loose as well and all that kind of thing, but I used to do acrylic painting a lot for many years. And a lot of it was very intricate work. I was very detailed. I'm a detail person. So I still like to do detail even with my watercolor. So having these sorts of brushes are just so valuable. Look at. I'm not going slow here. I mean, it takes time also to train your hands and your muscles for all this. But I mean, look at the way this beautiful. It holds water nicely. It holds paint nicely. It stays together nicely. Going in between and around things. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. The last couple days, well, we had a very windy day yesterday. Extremely windy day yesterday. But it was so beautiful, just so beautiful. We went down by the water, had a friend come over for lunch, and we went down by the water and nearly got blown away. So it wasn't a very good down by the water day, but it was a beautiful day. Just beautiful. Similar to today, just not quite as windy. It's been a pretty strange weather-wise, I think. A lot of areas, just about everywhere, I guess. So we'll just paint here. I thought that you'd kind of like to see as this comes along. As you know, I like to do that with you. I like to, you know, get a painting going and bring you in onto, parts of it as I'm doing it. Now, see, you can do this with these brushes, these little dabs in the greenery. It makes awesome leaves. I'm going to get the little peach color here a bit. That wasn't quite what I wanted. Okay, we'll put a little... Well, let's see what that comes out to be like. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, we can... These little tiny flowers here on this side. And this holds actually a little too much water. If you, in other words, depending on how much you put on it, it can hold too much and drip down. So you have to, just get used to how much water your brushes can hold, and go with that. So the water doesn't, because you'll be like, in the middle of painting something and this big blob of water will come trailing down. You're like that one's trying to right there, and end up right in your, in your painting where you necessarily don't want it. Just all the things that you just have to pay attention to, that's all. So those are those little ones, and I think I'll do this flower right here. And I was trying to figure out, I think I'm going to make it that reddish, yellowish color that I have in this one. As a matter of fact, I wanted to add a little brighter yellow. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, in here as well. I'll lose my white, but I wanted to. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I think we'll need to enhance this right here. I just love using these, these little, these pointed tip brushes that are so nice to work with, and I love using them. Mostly too because I love doing intricate work. But even so, I still like using them. All right, so we're going to go here to this one. Again, I'm using hot press paper. I never even heard of it until before I started painting with watercolor. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And I really don't remember how I was introduced to it or whatever. Oh, that's pretty. But anyway, I was. Maybe I just heard it and I didn't know what it was, and I, did reviews and so forth, and I thought, ooh, I really want to try to paint on that. And boy, I tell you, the first time I ever painted with this hot press paper, that was like, that's it, I'm sold. I don't even need to know anything else. And I still do. It's more expensive though. That's the thing, and that's why I don't always use it, because I just bought something that I actually bought on a sale, on 30% off, and it only had, you know, like 10. It really costs quite a lot, and so all I could get was, you know, right now was one with 10 sheets. But you know, even so, the time that you paint with it is so enjoyable, so incredibly enjoyable. I mean, it's so smooth, and it's. I think it comes out, to be truthful, I like the results even more than I do on cold press. But that's me. Uh, Most people seem to swear by uh, cold press. And I like cold press, but not as much as I like hot press. I don't even really know why, except for the fact, like I said, it has this smoothness to it, which for me, for some reason, I really enjoy painting on. And that's just preference, and everybody has their preference of whatever. Have their preference of paints, of paint brushes, of paper. You know, the list just goes on. Never let anybody that, you know, has painted for quite some time, or even someone that's new, you know, tell you you have to use this or you have to use that. No, no, no. Absolutely not. You just find what you like and you use it. End of story. I'm not sure why people can be like that, but they are. I run into it now and then. But I never listened to any of that in the first place. I just learned as much as I could about watercolor, watching, reading, learning about it, and that's what I do with everything when I get into it. And so, you know, and so you can experiment and find out what, you know, resonates with you, what you like, what really, you know, because painting should be so stress less. It's such a, when you've learned it, you know, I know that at first it is a little bit stressful, can be. But, you know, you try to just remind yourself that you're learning. So in learning anything, it takes time. You know, and that's just the way it is. It definitely takes time. So you have to give yourself that time to learn this art. It's not the easiest art in the world, I can tell you that right now. But it is a beautiful art. Once it all starts clicking, oh, you'll just be so happy that you did. I mean, I took way too long to teach myself this. Ridiculous. I mean, I had, I always just was so intimidated. I really have no idea why, and I've mentioned it before. So you know, I kept doing the acrylic, and I wanted so badly to learn watercolor. And one day I just said, that's it. I'm going to learn this. End of story. And I did. And I am so glad that I did. So just a little tip there. Don't listen to these ridiculous voices that give you negative things. You know, you want to do it, you go for it. It's going to take time. Everything takes time. So don't get discouraged. You know, be patient with yourself. Oh, that's pretty. Now, sometimes I'm changing what I had going here. Sometimes you put a color together. I'm mixing colors on my palette a little bit here. Oh, that was pretty. It lightens up, so, you know, you always keep in mind that when you're doing it, it's going to lighten up. But this color here that I've just mixed on my palette is very pretty. I got just some reds and some, I don't know, a bunch of different colors that mixed up on there, which I do all the time. Oh, I like that much better. Yes, much better. And then what we'll do is go back into the yellow, and we'll kind of reestablish some of, oh yeah, oh nice. Yeah, that's very nice. Oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. Okay, a better distinction with the darks and lights as well. I'm just adding some of that yellow into, because yellows in, you know, flowers like animal fur and plants and everything are so full of so many colors. I mean, it's like until you really look at them so closely, you don't even see it that much, especially if you're not aware, like if you don't paint or whatever, you just don't notice it that much. But boy, once you become aware of this stuff, oh, it's like birds, painting birds. Oh my gosh, I mean, the colors in birds are just, they blow you away. Well, they do me. All right, we're going to come over here to this, these cute little, got so many things drawn down here, on here. Try to keep in mind, as I usually try to remind people, of your whites, you know, to kind of leave, you know, space that the white is in. So you have your light and your dark. And then we can hook them together with the, because I got a couple up there too I didn't see. All right. Now you see how that darkened up a lot? I kind of touched into my purple flowers, which gave me some nice darker green. So, you know, say you're like that just happened, right? You know, you're painting along, and you know, with the green, and you touch the purple. Well, it goes, you know, as long as it's wet, it goes into the green. Oh, so pretty, you know. So those are little things that can be done. Oh, that is so pretty. That just oh, and needless to say, I completely fell in love with this watercolor. Oh, I absolutely, and it's just such an experience, a lovely, lovely experience with the hot press paper. I don't know, I can't say it enough. Totally up to you. You should try it out. You don't have to do anything. It's totally of what you like. Period. Said and done. I always go back into places and add things here and there because you want to bring harmony to your paintings. So I got this color on here, and I'm thinking, okay, that would look good and over there, as I've been doing. And look at this beautiful brush. Oh, the point of this brush is amazing. So all these things that I've been talking about make for such beautiful experiences. Now, here I could leave this, this pinkish, but I am going to grab some white because I wanted to actually get a nice, I'm not sure that the watercolor white will do the trick. I may, no. So what I have always around are a few little containers like this that I put some acrylic paints in. So I am going to dip into that. I usually add some water to them. So they're, so you can see what I'm saying. See the difference? Right away, I've got a real nice white happening. And I wanted to do that for the, just the tip right there, because I had the white there. And I've got it here. But that's nice. I absolutely like that. Okay. And I'm going to come over here with the tip of this brush. And as if I had left the white, I'm going to put some into some places that I am kind of seeing that I want that white to really stick out, really happen, you know, because the sun or whatever's on that side. So there's some handmade highlights, if that's what you want to call it. Oh boy, I think I'm in a rare form today. Okay. I went out this morning and oh my God, we have motorcycle weekend around here. So the traffic is insane, but I got done what I had to do. And I came home, had lunch, and decided to do some painting. And while you're doing it, you can come around, find some other places maybe that you would like to dab in some of your acrylic. Sure, it might be called multimedia now. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? I'm painting. I love it. I'm happy. Like I seem to say a lot lately, end of story. It's what makes you happy, what you like to do, what kind of painting you like to do. How does it affect you, you know? And then that will, in itself, all by itself, will come out and portray to the people that you love what you're doing. And it's your style. It becomes your style. I very quickly, because I'm that way anyway, I very quickly developed my own style, basically, of how I do things. And that's fine. Was on purpose. So it's just like if I take a portrait or paint picture, it's not, all it is a reference. It gives me an idea of what I want to do. Well, quickly, my brain will, you know, go right to whatever I'm seeing, whatever I want to make it be. So, you know, that it should happen that way. That's, you know, the way it should work. Okay, I need to get something a bit darker and a bit different. Whoop, too much water on the brush here. It does hold, this kind does hold a lot of water. Just keep it in mind, dab it off. That's all you have to do. Just added some purple to designate my lines for these silhouette type of flower. For some reason I'm not getting it on there. What's going on here? Too wet, I think. We'll let it dry a little bit and then I can come back to that. Well, I don't want my videos to go too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this one. And I will certainly continue on, you know, again in another one, because it will be a while, this painting. I'm not rushing this. It's a summer painting. It's kind of like my beginning of summer. In fact, that's going to be in my title. Beginning of summer painting. Beautiful flowers. So that's going to be it for today, folks. I'm not going to make it part 1 or 2 or whatever. I'm just going to name it, and then the next one will have a name. You know, this one will most likely say beginning of summer, no, first day of summer flower bouquet. That's probably what this, and it will say ongoing, which will indicate that somewhere in my videos, there's another one that I'm, you know, still doing the same painting. So I hope you're trying things out, everybody. I hope by now that I've been able to, I don't know, spark something in you that, you know, you if you were interested in the first place in trying it yourself, to try it yourself. You're not going to fail. There's no, you know, succeed or fail. The succeeding is that you try it out for yourself. The failing is not existent. it's just not there. It's not about that. It's just about your watching and learning and then trying it for yourself. You may find you don't even like it. I doubt it if you have any kind of desire at all. Um, the whole key will be giving yourself time and giving yourself patience to learn it. And don't start big like this. Start little, like little flowers, a little branch, little flowers with little leaves and so forth. Don't push yourself to a place where you're going to be automatically disappointed. It's not even fair to yourself. So, I hope you do, and if you do, I hope you show me. A lot of people say to me, "Oh, I can't. No, forget it. I could never." Well, that's what I said for years and years and years. And does it look like I can't? Absolutely not. And you can too. You can do it if you want to. You can do it. I'm with you all the way. I will answer any questions you have. I'm cheering you on, and enough said. So have a great and most wonderful rest of your day, folks. Bye for now.